Matrix literally uses shame, guilt, and fear in the childhood of children, specifically the chosen children of the Great Mother. See, the chosen ones of the Great Mother incarnated into this specific realm to raise the frequency of Gaia. You come in with a very bright light, and the Matrix can detect your light when you are born into this realm. And because the false Matrix is the God of this realm, that means, or the 3D realm, that means they know what your assignment is, or your purpose, or your destiny. And because the Matrix is operated by a very deceptive force that does not want to be eliminated, it has to make sure that trauma by way of shame, guilt, and fear is invoked into the chosen one in childhood, because that can have psychological effects that can affect the chosen one in adulthood, from how they perceive themselves by way of distortion of the solar plexus, which is where your willpower is, by way of your root chakra, by disrupting your safety, your emotional safety, your physical safety, your environmental safety, how the environment you grew up in, and by causing fear, which ultimately places the chosen one in a people-pleasing energy. And then you take that same distortion and apply it to adulthood, and then find yourself in relationships where you are implementing the distorted version of yourself and trying to be accepted, people-pleasing, and dealing with shame, abandonment, and fear. The family that you were born into is not your real family. You are not even from here. For many of us, our families are agents. We are the generational curse breakers. We are the ones that's going to go against. We are the ones that is challenging the toxic family dynamics and creating a paradigm shift within the toxic family dynamic, and is the catalyst to raising the frequency within the bloodline by way of our children. We are the ones that is challenging the forces of deceptions that has been working its tactics and toxicity within the family dynamic. We challenge that system directly. So to keep the chosen one from fulfilling the prophecy and the destiny, they have to traumatize you. Anytime your family is purposely withholding unconditional love from you, they are a matrix agent. Anytime your family member, anybody, make you feel negative emotions, are emotionally unavailable to you, are playing favoritism within the family dynamic, purposely choosing not to show up for you and support you, triangulating family members against others, just being very toxic. Chances are, and you see the toxicity for what it is, chances are you are the generational curse breaker. And they knew you were from a child. So they had to attack you from a child, which means they went into full matrix agent mode by using tactics that will invoke shame, guilt, abandonment, fear, by way of exploitation of your chakras within your body. They had to exploit your emotional body, your spiritual body, your mental plane in order to cause you to see yourself from a distorted perspective and to attract those same spirits that replicate your toxic family dynamic, hoping that you never came out of the toxic paradigm. So when you wake up as a chosen one and you become aware to the tactics of this toxic family dynamic, the first thing, if you got children, that you want to do is pull your children away from them toxic people. Because you know the type of trauma and abuse they caused you, that they're going to try to pass that same spirit down to your children. And you can't have that. So you have to isolate yourself from the very people that you were desiring love from, that you grew to love, that you grew to create defense mechanisms in order to survive in those type of toxic environments. And you learn to love them from the small pieces that they were giving you. And you realize you don't want those same generational traumas being passed on to your children, so you do something about it. You start to speak the truth. You start talking about the trauma and abuse and your experience within the family dynamic. You want to make sure that you protect your children. You understand now that protecting your spiritual body, your mental body, protecting your mind and your energy, because it's sacred, is the most important thing for you now. And a lot of us find ourselves in situations where we're struggling financially. We're struggling to help, to get help in the areas that we need, whether that's finding babysitters, whether that's finding someone who will support us, or, just be there for you or have your back. But we can't expect that from people who are agents of the matrix that works with the forces of deception to destroy you. And I feel like the Great Mother allow us to see that deception for exactly what it is, and allow us the choice to stand 10 toes down on what we believe and know is true, or go back into the matrix. And that is how the Great Mother decipher who is her children and who is not. Who is standing in their authenticity and their truth and who is not. Who is working to manipulate and be deceptive and who is not. So as a chosen one who has suffered a tremendous amount of abuse and trauma, know that you will not have gone through what you went through for nothing. Your gift and your purpose is bigger than you ever know. Just stand in your authenticity. That's been coming up for me all day. The Matrix literally uses shame